right, welcome aboard. We are in Pittsburgh. We're going to be flying to Jacksonville, Florida, where right now how it feels here, that would be a great idea. It's freezing. It is literally freezing here. I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina, and virtually in Pittsburgh, of course, but it's cold here. It's cold. Okay, let's get in the cockpit. Let's go ahead and get our preliminary things done. And I'm going to be heading to Jacksonville. Can't wait. Can't wait. I think actually Jacksonville may be a custom airport. We'll see. Sometimes I lose track. Okay. Battery guard is down. Navs are set to align. APU is being started. Well, technically it's being started. I have not done one thing yet before we start it. Let's go ahead and do our test. Parking brake is on. The right and left tanks are fuel tanks are set, but that may change. We're also going to go ahead and put our wheel well light on for inspection. Anti-collision, strobe set to steady, logo light is on. Emergency exit light, emergency light is armed. And hydraulic pumps are on. Sometimes I do that a little bit too early, but it should not hurt anything in this case. Okay.
Flight attendant is prepared for takeoff, please.
Alright, we're not taking off yet.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and load, or first of all set our position. Good. And request our flight plan. Did I? We may have an extra step here. Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay, there we go. KPIT to KJAX on runway 28 right. Brian, can you go ahead and get our IFR clearance from clearance?
I'll handle the IFR clearance request with Cleveland now.
Cleveland Center, Allegiant 1148, requesting our IFR clearance, please.
Stand by, you're number one.
Of course we are. We're still having fun and we're still the one. Alright. Our departure, by the way,
Allegiant
is
1148, cleared to Jacksonville. Radar vectors Clarksburg. Then is filed. Climb and maintain 4000. Expect flight level 34010 minutes after departure. Departure on 121.25 squawk 7373.
I don't need a vector. I'm going to take CKB there and move it up. Okay, really don't need the vector. let's do our airside services. QNH right now in Pittsburgh is 30.15. Temp here is 1 Celsius. It's not really, I don't know if it's not really a blustery cold day, it's just cold. Alright. A lot of activity here. Seems like we got Southwest as always ever present, and then Delta. I must not have it set to the quicker refueling, but it's refueling still.
Flight attendants prepare for departure, cross-check and all call, thank you.
Alright, we've
let's
got
get our
everyone strapped
numbers.
in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Reserves are 2.4. Alright, and
ground to flight deck, fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
flaps for takeoff are going to be at 5. Current center of gravity is 27.5. Runway winds are 229 at 10 knots. Our flex is 3-2. We are going to do cut back. And that gives us a V2 of 152. And flight level, altitude, initial altitude is 4,000. And we're We're already set to squawk 7373. Okay. There we go. Let's do a quick study of our flight plan. It doesn't have to be quick, it just has to be right, right? Okay. So let's go to our legs and let's step through. Danko. And looks good. Looks good. Brian, on this flight, you're in charge of all comms.
I'll take over the comms for this flight.
Brian, we're ready for pushback and start clearance.
I'll request pushback and start clearance now.
Fasten. Quickly reach for the nearest mast and pull down firmly.
Allegiant
to start
1148
full
requesting clearance for
Put the
pushback
yellow
and
cuff over
start.
your nose and mouth. Slip the elastic band over your head and tighten by pulling the straps on either side.
Allegiant 1148, contact ground for pushback and start clearance.
Contacting ground for pushback and start clearance. Allegiant 1148.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing. Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming. All right, looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
Okay, so the story on the captain's hat is a brother knows how big of a fan, or just a big of a, like a flight simmer I am. He knows how much I like it. And so for Christmas, he managed to get me a captain's hat. I thought that was pretty cool.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Tow's connected, bypass pins inserted. Go ahead and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
To find it, he had to go to eBay. So he had to find a retired pilot just to find it.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
Okay, going for engine start on 2. watch here for the magic number for us is 25. Where it will be around 25. Insert fuel.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now airborne on Allegiant Air Flight 1148, heading to Jacksonville.
Well, technically
Our
not
estimated
airborne.
flight time is approximately 1 hour and 55 minutes. We kindly ask that you pay close attention to the upcoming safety demonstration, as it contains important information even for our frequent flyers. Please fasten your seatbelts by inserting the metal fitting into the buckle and pulling the strap to tighten. To release, lift the buckle. Remember, your seatbelt must be fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is illuminated.
That's not okay, guy.
At
Come
this
on.
time, please return your seat backs and tray tables to the upright position, and ensure your window blinds are open for takeoff and landing. All mobile phones and electronic devices must be set to flight mode. Larger devices, such as laptops, must be securely stowed during takeoff and landing. Please be reminded that smoking and the use of e-cigarettes are prohibited anywhere on board, including the lavatories. In the event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop from the panel above you. Pull the mask firmly towards you, place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. Remember to secure your own mask before assisting others. Your life vest is located under your seat or between the seats. To use it, pull it out, place it over your head, and fasten the straps. Inflate it only after leaving the aircraft. Special life vests for children are available. In case of an emergency, floor-level lighting will guide you to the nearest exit, which is clearly marked. Please note that the nearest exit may be behind you. In the event of an evacuation, leave all personal belongings behind and follow the crew's instructions immediately. If any electronic device becomes hot or catches fire, please inform a crew member right away. For further details, please refer to the safety information card located in the seat pocket in front of you. Thank you for your attention.
I am not sure what's up with my tow truck driver, because I thought I was pretty specific about where to leave my vehicle or my aircraft, but it's alright. I'm not sure what's up with him today. I have to call this supervisor. Let's do this.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake. And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
That's the second time I've seen it do that, where it doesn't change my automatically change my squawk code. Usually say Intentions does it. Double check that 7373. We're good. Okay. We're good. I've had only one flight on the new.
And we're
level up.
disconnected. Signaling pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
My experience wasn't good, but I don't want to really malign it until I have a chance to do another flight. So, all right, thank you, buddy. Brian, we are ready for our taxi to runway 28 right.
I'll request taxi clearance to runway 28 right.
Allegiant 1148 requesting taxi clearance to runway 28 right with information.
I do have an MSD. I don't know if you can see it on the feed.
Allegiant 1148, contact ground for taxi clearance to runway 28 right.
Contacting ground for taxi clearance to runway 28 right, Allegiant 1148.
See, Spirit Jet just came in. Brian, don't forget taxi clearance.
I'll request taxi clearance now.
Allegiant 1148, we're ready to taxi to runway 28 right, and we have information November.
Allegiant 1148, Pittsburgh ground, runway 28 right, taxi via Charlie 1, Bravo, Bravo 1.
Gotcha. Charlie 1,
Runway
Bravo.
28 right, Charlie 1, Bravo, Bravo 1, Allegiant 1148.
Gotten really used to flying the ERJ 175, so when you get in the 737-800, it's much more powerful. I mean your taxi, you got to be careful about your throttle. Your thrust on the ERJ 175 is just it doesn't feel the same, you know. All right, Bravo. Take Bravo to the end. Anyway, I was saying to level up, so I didn't have a really spectacular experience with level up, but it's okay. It's okay. I really still like the Zibo 737-800.
Allegiant 1148, contact tower on 128.3, so long.
Switching to tower on 128.3. Allegiant 1148. Pittsburgh Tower, Allegiant 1148. Good afternoon, holding short 28 right, ready for departure.
Allegiant 1148, Pittsburgh Tower, runway 28 right, winds 220 at 10, gusting 17. Fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff.
You heard it.
Runway 28 right, fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff. Allegiant 1148.
Chronos are reset. Flaps are set to 5. RTO, anti-skid is set to RTO. And N1, I'm about to press N1. Ryan, do a takeoff briefing.
Zulu Bravo 738, Pittsburgh INTL Tower. Please
We'll be departing from runway 28 right. We'll fly the departure as
127.800.
filed with an initial climb clearance to 4,000. Transition altitude is 18,000. After takeoff, we'll follow the SID profile with radar vectors, climbing to flight level 340. Weather at departure shows winds 220 at 10, gusting 17. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 6,000. In the event of an engine failure below 400, we'll continue straight ahead and follow ATC instructions. Above 400, we'll follow the engine out SID procedure, climbing to 3,000 before turning back. For any abnormalities or emergencies before V1, we'll reject the takeoff and apply maximum braking. After V1, we'll continue the takeoff, handle the emergency, and communicate with ATC. Squawk code is 7373, and departure frequency will be 121.25. We're configured for takeoff with flaps 5. V1 is 142 knots, VR is 147 knots, and V2 is 152 knots. We'll climb out at V2 plus 10 knots. I think we're ready to go, Captain.
I agree. Really having to lean on the right rudder. V1, rotating.
Landing gear lever, up. Done. Left and right wiper, park position, max 200 kts.
A lot of like the right winds from to my right, so push to the right.
1,000.
Allegiant 1148, contact departure on 121.25.
Switching to
Autopilot
departure on
engaged.
121.25. Allegiant 1148. Pittsburgh departure, Allegiant 1148. Good afternoon, climbing through 2,000.
Allegiant 1148, Pittsburgh departure, radar contact, climb and maintain flight level 300, turn right heading 180, vectors to Clarksburg, then on course.
Climb and maintain flight level 300, right heading 180, vectors to CKB, then on course. Allegiant 1148.
Okay, we're there. We're there. too. Like even for this to be an IFR flight, the detail, the ground, the colors, the saturation, everything is just beautiful. Good job. And that would be stock scenery. Stock scenery. Nothing special about it, other than it's stock scenery. Back one more time. And 7,000, and our next kind of benchmark is 10,000. We'll cut off landing lights and go off being sterile cockpit. I've been flying more of the ERJ-175 recently, but I will say I always do go back to the Zibo. And for Allegiant especially, but I actually fly, I do it with Delta Virtual also.
Fuel facing lights, off, low pressure lights.
77, 98, 99. Landing lights are off. They're set.
Dear guests, the lavatories are now available. You may now use approved electronic devices in flight mode. Cabin service will begin shortly. Thank you for your attention.
So, I'll tell you what I've done wrong on this flight, and it's back to where you're off a particular flight for a while, or off a particular aircraft, you can do stupid stuff. So, we took off on the APU. We're not on engine buses. We took off. That was not okay. It's corrected now. And the packs were not on when we took off. They were not set to auto when we took off. That wouldn't have affected anything, but that's just not smart. Yeah, that was not. Those were some of the mistakes I've made on this flight. Should not have. That was just a bonehead. It's kind of a bonehead mistake. Shouldn't have done that. All right, let's go ahead and look at our arrival information, which is we're going to be coming in ILS 110.70 at a course heading of 177. Flaps 40 at 146 knots. So 077 course directors or course heading directors. 077. And 110.70. ILS frequency is entered. Won't be needed for a while, but it's entered. 571 miles from Jacksonville. That a cool shot rating there.
Climb and maintain flight level 340.
Climb and maintain flight level 340. Allegiant 1148.
340, that's our flight level. We just hit 18,000, so we are on standard altimeter setting. And we've been in the air for 10 minutes.
Allegiant 1148, contact Cleveland Center on 125.425.
Switching to Cleveland Center on 125.425. Allegiant 1148.
Billy, give me some specs on the 737-800 Boeing.
Cleveland
The
Center,
Boeing
Allegiant 1148. Good afternoon.
737-800
Flight level
typically has a
190 for
maximum
flight level
takeoff weight of
340.
around 174,200 pounds.
Cleveland
It
Center,
can carry
climb
about
and maintain flight level
162 to
340.
189 passengers,
Climb and
depending
maintain
on
flight
the
level
configuration.
340. Allegiant
It has a range
1148.
of approximately 2,935 miles and is powered by two CFM 56-7B engines, providing a cruising speed of about 530 knots. It's a versatile aircraft, great for short to medium haul flights.
Millie, just give me let me give you a scenario. So if you take off without switching to engine buses and you're on the APU, can you do that? And what can it hurt?
It's crucial to switch to the engine buses after takeoff. If you remain on the APU, you might face issues like insufficient power for critical systems, which can lead to failures. Always ensure you're on the engine buses to maintain operational integrity.
Millie, if you do not have the packs on for any length of time while in cruise, what will it do or not do?
If the packs are off during cruise, the cabin will lose pressurization and temperature control. This can lead to discomfort for passengers and crew, and in extreme cases, it can be dangerous. Always ensure the packs are operational during cruise to maintain a safe environment.
There are key resources that you always have to have when you're operating aircraft. One is your trusty hat. Next, you need to be sure that you have your coffee. In fact, if you haven't to choose between any resources, always go for the coffee. And then kind of work your way from there. So. so far, what have we done wrong and right on this flight? Well, the takeoff was good, but we took off on APU power. Not okay. So I did not switch to the bus to the engine buses before takeoff. So
Heading bug, adjust track.
We were on APU that whole time. And, well, not long. We were maybe for about 5 or 6 minutes after takeoff, but not okay. Fixed, but not okay.
Set.
If I would have followed the checklist to the letter, never would have been a problem. But I didn't. God, crap. It just showed up on the cockpit voice recorder. Right. Gotta land. Gotta land with no incidents. Could never go public. Say this, you know, that I don't care how old it is, the 737-800, even this Zibo model of it, well done. I mean, it's kind of been a timeless
Region 1148, contact Washington Center on 128.6.
But, good air.
Bank angle, 10 degrees, above flight level 300.
1148. Good afternoon, flight level 300 for flight level 340.
Set.
Washington Center, Legion 1148. Good afternoon, flight level 300 for flight level 340.
Legion 1148, Washington Center, good afternoon.
We may, to just reduce a little bit of the time in flight, do some time compression when we get to our flight level altitude. So I may do that. I can do up to 4 times without penalty, I believe. So, yeah. So as you see here, we've got our approach information already in. We're at ILS 110.70 frequency. A 077 course headings are already set on each one of the course directors on the right and the left. And we'll go ahead now. Let's get our elevation at our arrival airport, which is probably somewhere around 25 feet. 30 feet. 30 feet. So that means that I can just leave it at 0 right here. I don't need to change anything there. So on our landing altitude, we're good to go. My knock seatbelt signs off. How's it go? One of my pet peeves when you, of course we're good on this one, but so you've done all this work, this is a Allegiant virtual airline flight, so you got everything done. Just had great takeoff, and you're just climbing and get up to about flight level, and then you realize you never started the ACARS. So we did on this one. We're good on this one, but there have been those times.
Cabin lighting, cruise, passengers.
Got it. So we're going to go ahead and set our cabin lighting to cruise and medium. Make sure everybody's comfortable. Hear the ice being shuffled around there. Alright, we're at flight level. We are 494 miles outside of Jacksonville, and I'm going to use some time compression. And kind of push us along. We're at what would equate to, it'll be at between 3 times and 4 times, but it will cut down on our cruise time. I mean, I don't want to be a buzzkill for the
we have now reached our cruise
part,
level.
but
The cabin crew will begin the snack and beverage service shortly. I recommend trying our popular pretzel bites or the refreshing fruit cups from our menu. After the service, selected items from our shop will be available for you to browse. Thank you for your attention.
Heading bug, adjust track.
We're about 470 miles outside of Jacksonville, but we're also at a 3x to 4x on time compression, so it should kind of move us along. I'll probably let it run for maybe about 200 miles, and then I'll take it back off. Just cut it down on some of the flight level time. This particular model, this Zibo 737-800, it's still, I guess it's still my favorite. I'd be curious if anyone's been flying around in the flight in the level up, the most recent level up. I had one flight. I had a couple of issues on it, but I don't fly. I hadn't flown on my level up aircraft for quite a while, but still think though it's for free aircraft, you cannot beat it. Q8 Pilot, if you watch Q8 Pilot much. He was reviewing the CRJ 700. I guess someone had him to just, he'd gotten a lot of requests. Quite frankly, I haven't had a good flight on a CRJ 700 yet. I have not had one good flight. Either if having to tweak or to fix things even at flight level, even at cruise level, just things not working exactly right. But it's not a study level aircraft. I want to say that. But honestly, I bought the CRJ 700 and 900, and I bought the 700. But then when the aircraft crashed in the snow on landing in Ontario, I went and bought the 900. That's when I bought it. So just like, oh, I got to try this out. but they're just not, no updates. They haven't had updates in forever, and they need a lot of work. I would say this, Delta Wing, if you're listening, don't do something. I mean, you've got the only CRJ 700s out there in the Xplane world, and if you want to make some money, make some good money, go and update that thing or do something, and people will actually they'll flock to it if you do a good job. So get to work. Come on, guys. My public service announcement here. Sounds more like groveling. Alright, we're at 340. Brian, what's our speed in knots and miles per hour?
We're flying at 445 knots, which is about 512 miles per hour.
I don't like going out of the vehicle very much at 2.7 to 4 times the time compression. Just doesn't look
Legion 1148, contact Atlanta Center on 120.725.
Switching to Atlanta Center. Atlanta Center, Legion 1148. Good afternoon, flight level 340.
Legion 1148, Atlanta Center, radar contact.
We do have a transition when we get to Jacksonville. See how it works. Nothing. We just come off of Lunny and have to make our way over to Manya, the waypoint Manya, to get to the airport. It's not terribly complicated. It's just necessary. Traffic globals in play here, and it does take frame rates away. But let's see. Let's take a look at it. So traffic global. Oh, excuse me. Show plug-in admin and traffic global. Right there. So that's about 6.3 frames per FPS. So that it's up to almost 7 FPS that it's pulling. XLua, I don't know what that's actually pulling. That's another aircraft plug-in. The Zibo, Zibo doesn't even take anything. But if you see there, that gives you an idea. So traffic global, it's eating up some resources. In fact, it says it's got it by percentages here. So Xplane's at 78%, and traffic global's about 11 or 12%. But I really like it. If I can use it, if there's a way to use it, I want to use it. It does add some like immersion. It does add some like if you want to kind of get into it, it really adds something to the flights. I have been asked, so world traffic or traffic global, which one? And I want to qualify this. This is an opinion and my preference. Okay. you might like world traffic, and if you do, stick with it. I think the latest was world traffic 3.5 or 3.6, but
Good afternoon, Captain Steve and First Officer Brian. Would you like anything to drink or a small snack? Just a quick joke for you. Why did the airline catering team get kicked out of the party? Because they kept bringing too many plain snacks.
coffee with half and half and a pastry.
Coffee with half and half and a pastry will be served shortly.
Okay, so Traffic Global, the reason I like it a little bit better also probably is because it's simpler. It's a very simple install. It's a single file install. And the AI is more intuitive. You don't have backups at the individual airports, and whenever I've used world traffic, if two aircraft can't resolve their coming down the same path, if they can't resolve things, it just backs everything up, and then you end up, the only way to fix it is you have to resync, and when you resync it resets everything. But that's been my experience. And if the world traffic, I think world traffic though, I want to say this, I couldn't have made it. So they've done a good job, used it for a while, but I lean more toward Traffic Global than world traffic because of that particular part, which is I just wish their AI was a little bit more intuitive. But I also want to give a fist bump out to world traffic because they have a good presence on social media presence, and they're pretty responsive if you want to talk to them. Sometimes get a little bit of attitude, but they do good. But I'll say this: it's a pretty sharp guy. The guy that made it is pretty sharp, and he does have to take a lot of gruff because when you make a plug-in like that one, you're gonna get heat from all sides. Nobody's ever satisfied. Okay. How far along are we? We're at 293 miles from Jacksonville. We'll probably we're gonna stop time compression shortly here. Let's see if we get winds. I'm gonna request winds. See what it says. Beautiful. And QNH is 30.29. Alright, winds are loaded. Top of descent says it's at about 166 miles. Okay. Anything I say and do here is not a reflection on any particular airline.
Expect the Lunny 2 arrival, ascent transition. Expect to descend in about 20 minutes.
Expecting the Lunny 2 arrival, ascent transition, Allegiant 1148.
Time compression's off. So yeah, back to the disclaimer. Nothing that I say is a reflection on any policies and procedures of any airline. And my hat that hat, but it was a present from my brother, found on eBay. So just knew how much I really loved flight sims. I did it. Saying we're obviously I didn't even mention it because it's just so much a part of what I do. But Say Intentions is our ATC, and Say Intentions, please get your butt in gear and create the traffic insertion for Xplane 12. I know you're doing more with Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, but you got a lot of guys who'd really appreciate it on Xplane 12.
Allegiant 1148, contact Jacksonville Center on 133.4.
Contacting Jacksonville Center on 133.4. Allegiant 1148. Jacksonville Center, Allegiant 1148. Good afternoon, flight level 340.
Allegiant 1148, Jacksonville Center, good afternoon.
think the hardest lesson I had to learn is how not to rush to descend. Sometimes I remember when I first started kind of really learning principally, if you didn't watch out, you descend way early, and you descend too early, you're going to end up at like 3,000 to 5,000 feet for an extended period. That's just kind of weird, strange. So the goal is to descend at the top of the descent when you're supposed to, and follow the flight plan. Study our flight plan here for like our descent level. So it says here we're at 340 currently, still 340. We get our descent down to Lunny's 10,000. Wow, all the way down to 2,000 at or above. So it would be safe to do the 2,000 at or above. Now, I saw something, this vector right there. I'm going to knock the vector out. Get over that. And reset for 2,000. And let VNAV manage our descent now, which it will. Okay. Bit of weather off to the right, but not much of anything to worry about. 158 miles outside of Jacksonville. And 41 miles from the top of the descent. So I'm waiting. Seatbelts are on. Run. Get clearance to descend on the Looney 2 arrival.
I'll request clearance to descend on the Lunny 2 arrival.
Jacksonville Center, Allegiant 1148, requesting descent clearance on the Lunny 2 arrival.
Allegiant 1148, cleared Lunny 2 ascent transition into Jacksonville. Whenever you'd like, descend and maintain flight level 260.
Cleared Lunny 2 ascent transition into Jacksonville. Descend and maintain flight level 260. Allegiant 1148.
We're about 22 miles actually from top of descent, and we'll be descending. We'll start descending in the next 5 minutes. We are getting ready to begin our descent.
Acknowledged, Captain. Preparing for descent.
Folks from the flight deck, we've started our descent. Should have you on the ground in about 15 minutes. Want to thank you so much for your company and business, and hope to see you again with us sometime very soon.
Not sure about the 15-minute part, but
Ladies and gentlemen, we have left our cruise level and are beginning our approach to Jacksonville. At this time, we kindly ask everyone to return to your seats, stow your tray tables, and fasten your seatbelts. Please note that the use of the lavatories is no longer permitted. Thank you for your cooperation.
we have a storm cell out to our right, which we will avoid by the path we're on now.
Allegiant 1148, descend and maintain flight level 240.
Descend and maintain flight level 240. Allegiant 1148.
after you've had to land in the E175 repeatedly, and you go back to the 737, it's a very easy transition. So much easier. Have a slight, like a 45-degree turn and coming to the right up here. It's already starting. Okay. Heading up. Time in flight so far is 58 minutes. It does look like we're going to miss that bad weather. Yeah, we are. The very, very bad weather. 39 miles outside of Jacksonville, but we have some transition to get to where we're going. We're at 240 currently. We must have an at or above. No, continue. So Looney 2, this is the Looney 2 arrival. When we get to the Looney waypoint, it will take us straight to Libby. At Libby, it's taking us down to 2,000 at or above, and that will be our approach. Our landing information's already entered, frequency's already set, and course directors are set for the approach. We're in good shape. Coming in on runway 08 on the ILS 08 approach. Ron, brief the approach.
Say again, please.
Brief our approach.
We'll be arriving at Jacksonville on runway 8 using the ILS approach. We're flying the Lunny 2 arrival. Transition level is 8,000 feet. After the star, we'll intercept the ILS to runway 8. Weather at arrival shows wind 030 at 8 knots, overcast at 2300 feet. In case of a missed approach, we'll follow the published procedure. Squawk code remains 7373, and approach frequency will be 121.25. We'll configure for landing with flaps 30. Final approach speed will be 135 knots. Once on the ground, we'll taxi to gate terminal C7. I think we're ready for the arrival, Captain.
Altimeter 3029er, Allegiant 1148.
Got it. Yeah, I've got it here. Winds are from 050 to 7 knots. Overcast. At 26,000 feet. QNH is 3029. Good check. A little bit of precip here, but I think that's just nothing to be concerned with. Yeah, that's fine.
Legion 1148, turn right heading 235, vectors for the ILS runway 8 approach.
Right heading 235, vectors for the ILS runway 8 approach. Allegiant 1148.
Legion 1148, contact Jacksonville approach on 121.3.
Contacting Jacksonville approach on 121.3, Allegiant 1148. Jacksonville approach, Allegiant 1148. Good evening, descending 15,000 to 6,000.
Allegiant 1148, Jacksonville approach. Good evening, Jacksonville. Altimeter 3029er.
Got it. We're there.
Altimeter 3029. Allegiant 1148.
All right, we're off LNAV at the current moment, and we're still on VNAV descent. And, following, we've been vector to vector to 235. So we're on a heading of 235 at the moment. General aviation flights at 900 feet, so no concern there. Ooh, that's a general aviation at, yeah, 3,000. Landing lights are up. Engines are set to continuous. Flaps are at 1. Flaps are at 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now beginning our final approach into Jacksonville. At this time, we kindly ask that you turn off all electronic devices and stow them until we arrive at the gate. Please ensure your tray tables are put away, your seats are in the full upright position, and your seat belts are fastened. The weather in Jacksonville is looking pleasant. Our assigned gate is Terminal C, 7. Thank you for your cooperation.
C7.
Allegiant 1148, turn left heading 220.
Left heading 220, Allegiant 1148.
Turn right heading 255.
Turning right heading 255. Allegiant 1148.
Alright, we're at 152 at flaps 30 at the moment. Will eventually be flaps 40. We're literally rocks throw from the airport. What time you have to go back? Get our head on the clouds here in a minute. Laps are at 30. Actually, yeah.
2,500.
It's fussing at me because I'm close to the ground and it thinks I need to put the gear down, but I haven't got it. All right, gear down.
Allegiant 1148, turn left heading 240.
Left heading 240. Allegiant 1148.
that. It's not good. I think we've got to correct it, but. Our landing gear is still down, by the way. I didn't bring it up.
Legion 1148, turn right heading 240.
Forget you.
Right heading 240. Allegiant 1148.
Task saturation. Good example of task saturation there. Back on course. LNAV to get back to Dan's, which is where we need to be for final.
Allegiant 1148, turn right heading 285.
Right heading 285. Allegiant 1148.
Legion 1148 requesting clear to direct to Dan's. If ATC would have just let me stay on my flight path, and let me finish it out, would have been fine. But some of their vectoring, I don't understand. may have to be too high. Yeah, I think so. Alright, you going? Alright, buddy. Alright, love you.
Think rate. 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 Think rate.
Thousand to go. Go around. Back to ammonia, lining up. Just basic start. Back on downwind again. We're going to come back on ammonia, set up for Libby, Dens, and do this thing right and get on the ground. flaps 5. Flaps 15, 190, we're going to 190 knots, going to Manya and turning back and coming back and starting again. Libby is 2,000 at or above. Thousand to go.
$2,500.
could have got any uglier. Like my approach was going great for a while, but we're good. I forgot. Capture finally. Did figure out what was wrong. I am having a driver issue with my MSD, and it's not responding. Fortunately, it's everything's responding fine on the screen.
1,000.
But my MSD,
1,000 feet stabilized with approach altitude set.
At 820, right? We got issues.
500.
Okay.
400. 300. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
United States. Thank you for flying with Allegiant Air. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until we have reached our final parking position.
Right.
On behalf of Captain Steve Good, First Officer Brian Song, and the entire crew, we wish you a pleasant stay in Jacksonville. The local time is now 5:47 p.m. For those connecting, please note the following flights. Flight 123 to Orlando, departing at 6:15 p.m. from Gate A3, and Flight 245 to Atlanta, departing at 6:30 p.m. from Gate B2.
What happened was my MSD stopped responding, and it's tied to like my auto throttle, my everything. It's everything, and I don't know what happened. Anyway, now I can't, if I try to even turn off, I can't turn off my auto throttle here. But, yeah, it's just weird. Probably just a reset, and it'll kind of come back, but I'm not sure what happened. Just booped out, so to speak. Maybe we can do a driver update too, so we're good. Yeah, that was not a good flight. Some pieces of it weren't. Well, not sure how it came up with that score for me, but I'll take it. But yeah, had better. Had better. So we're good to go there. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think sometimes the rating, I think they were a little overly